Hi, I'm Greg Pollock, operating partner here at Greg and John Sunnyside Sports, Muscle and Classic. I want to talk to you a little bit today about this 1965 Austin Healey BJ8. This is a Phase 2 car, and unlike a lot of Phase 2 cars, it's an early Phase 2 car. When we went to later Phase 2 BJ8, you got double marker lights in the front and double marker lights in the back. This is the beginning of BJ8 Phase 2 production. It is a 3000 Mark III. It is the best of the best in Healey production. We own a number of Healeys over the years, John and I, and when we bought this car, we bought it for a specific reason. We don't ever like to own Healeys that were rusty, and this car came out of Alabama, and when it was restored, it had very, very, very little rust repair done to it. We got the rusted sections back, and it doesn't amount to a total of 6 or 8 inches or 10 inches of total rust that was in this car. So when you start with the rust-free Healey, you're way ahead of the game, because once you start replacing sills and floors and outriggers in this car, they never fit together right. And when we look at rust-free cars, one of the things we start looking at on a Healey, first thing you're going to look at on a Healey is how the door fit is. A lot of Healeys you'll see that they're out of adjustment here, they're out of adjustment here. The door doesn't close properly in the back. This door closes perfectly, as does the driver's door, and the alignment on this car is magnificent. It's currently finished in red over black, Healey color for 1965. It does have a full leather interior in it. This car is riding on new tires, brand new chrome wires, and the car has been restored underneath to the same level that it's been restored to on top. When I bought this car, I bought it from an engineer. He's very, very particular about his cars, and he loves doing his own restorations. And he did the restoration on this car over a period of time. Nothing has been overlooked. A lot of times when you look at a restoration, somebody's touting this to be a full-blown restoration. You'll start to notice where corners were cut. In this car, there are none. All the rubber's been done, all the chrome has been done, everything has been done to a very high level, and if you had a chance to see the opportunity to see the pictures of the underside of this car, you'll know that it presents itself underneath the same way it does on top. And when you look at this engine compartment, this is an area where you just start to see where a lot of guys will cut corners. No corners were cut here. Properly finished on the firewall, on the frame. Frame on this car has never been tweaked, it's never been repaired, it's never been anything. It's just as it came out of the Healey factory. Full restoration on the engine and trans. Everything was done that needed to be done. I've driven this car personally about 15 miles. It goes down the road great. The overdrive works great. The brakes work great. The car performs and has that Healey exhaust note that you'd come to expect from this car. It's just a really, really well done car. There are venues and instances where this car would be over $100,000. I just saw a Healey, a BJ8 Healey sell over the weekend in an auction for $140,000. I'm going to tell you, I don't think there's a lot of difference in the quality of that car versus the quality of this car. I didn't see that car personally, but I've been around Healeys long enough. I don't own bad ones, I don't sell bad ones. I'm not interested in them. I'm interested in great Healeys. Again, when we look at this side, same as the other for door fit, everything's exactly as it should be. A wood wheel has been added to this car. Obviously the regular Healey wheel was not wood, but this is a nice period upgrade for the car. Again, full leather interior, not the typical vinyl interior on this car. Brand new period correct Amoco top that was sourced for this car when the restoration was done. Trunk area, everything exactly as you see. One of my other favorite things to point out on Healeys, and I'm going to drag Jason over here, and I don't know whether we can see it or not, but when you look inside this rear wheel well, you're going to get a picture right up in there, Jay. You'll see the quality of the work that goes in there, and if you go in and down a little further, Jason, if you can, there's a box in there. Difficult to see in the video, but you can see that all the metal in there is good. There hasn't been any extensive repair done in there, and the quality of the car just speaks for itself. Still going?
Yep.
Grill surround, properly done. No pitting, grill properly done, no pitting, Lucas fog lamps. The bumpers, one of them we know is a reproduction, one of them we know is original. I can't remember which at this point in time, but I think the one bumper is probably the only piece of non-original chrome that was used on this car. Again, all Healeys are not created equal. When you find one of this caliber, that's why it's here. There's a lot of BJ8 Healeys out there in the marketplace from $45,000 to $125,000. This car represents the market very well and represents, I think, a good value at where we have it priced for the quality of the work that's been done.